Why, hello there. I don't think the robins expected me to be sat here, but they've just flown up, and they saw me just as they got to literally about here, because they normally sit on the back of this chair, you see, when I'm watching them from the kitchen or from the. Anyway, they didn't expect me to be sat here, so it must have given them a bit of a shock seeing me in their chair. Anyway, yeah, so off to work on Monday morning. Not looking forward to going back. You know, I find it extremely. It's the work environment on board ship. If it wasn't for the other engineers, it would just be untenable. I just couldn't go. It's a toxic work environment on board ship. We've got a particular person who is nasty. When I say a toxic environment, what I mean is people aren't just leaving. What they're doing is they're becoming resentful, and of course, eventually, they don't really care what they're doing, and eventually they'll end up leaving, which is what's happening at the moment. There's lots of us talking about resigning. There's that one again. Yeah, in the engine room department. Anyway, I don't know why this guy hates us so much. Why he's imposing all sorts of stuff on us for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, so yeah, it's a bit like going to the gallows, I suppose. Yes, if you remember when they had the gallows and the capital punishment. It feels like that, really. It feels like your life's coming to an end. Well, that's a big one, big robin. Anyway, so what I was going to say, yes, right, about the star lapse, night lapse last night. I was going to do. I had this camera out, this particular one I'm recording on now, set up in the garden. I had a battery pack. I had it pointed into the night sky. I thought I had all the settings right, and I set it away recording, went inside, had a beer, came out a couple of hours later, checked on it. Yes, it still had a red light on it singing it, and it was recording, because I didn't have the screens on. Probably I'll do that next time. Yeah, I didn't have the screens on to save a bit of battery power, and it recorded about, I don't know, a second or two of actual footage of the night sky, and the rest of the screen went blank then. So I don't know what I'm doing with blank screens at the moment. What was that in the hire car? Yeah, so that was a bit disappointing. Looking at the two robins, they're on the chair. We've got this old chair that's a bit falling down over there. Yeah, they want to come to where the mealworms are, just here. So maybe I'll leave the camera running when I go. I'll put some mealworms out and see if they come in. Yeah, like I said, we've got all sorts of paving slabs in the garden at the moment for the for this project that I've got coming up. But anyway, yeah, so that was a bit of a nuisance. The sky was absolutely crystal clear last night. There was no moon, so I couldn't get any pictures of the moon with a big camera. But I did see Mars. It was an orangey star straight up ahead. That was last night when Sarah came in, because she went to see James Martin last night. She's a big fan of James Martin. Anyway, she came back with a pinafore and a recipe book, so no doubt we'll get some recipes next time I come home. Yeah, so I sat and watched Star Wars, the new ones. Oh, hello, big blackbird come in. I do like sitting in the garden watching the birds. Yeah, he's a feisty one. He absolutely loves the mealworms that we give him. Yeah, talking about mealworms, have you heard that the EU has given the green light for mealworms to go into your flour? That's right, ground up mealworms or crickets. So cricket flour's been available in America, and they're now saying that you can have ground up mealworms in your flour. 4% of that will be mealworms, and if you've got pasta flour, you can have 3.5% mealworms in your pasta flour. There's no way I'm having that. absolutely no way. I'm not having bugs. No way. It's not in our culture. Why are they forcing it on us? Yeah, okay. I've been to Thailand where there are crickets and bugs and scorpions, Japan and places like that where they do have these things, but it's revolting. It's not in our culture. I don't know about the Europeans. The French don't have it, so why would they think that it's acceptable? I just don't know. I really don't know. So we'll see. But if it does come to the UK, they're going to have to put warning labels on it. Unlike the Bovaer, I don't know if any of you signed that petition and got their email back saying that they weren't going to put labels on milk that contained Bovaer. Yeah, absolutely shocking. I know. It's they do want the red looking at, don't they? Yeah, because it's safe and effective, as they said. Well, I did this video the other day, but it still worries me. So Muller, if you go to your local farm shop and you find Muller milk, or if you go to M&S, they've got Arla free milk, so or Bovaer free milk, which is a good thing. It's taken me a bit of time searching it, but M&S is right across the other side of town, and the farm shop's just a mile away down the road. So, but yeah, the thing is, they don't sell much of it, so they don't get in fresh stock every day. It's very close to its sell-by date or use-by date when I go and get it, so I've got to use it up quick before it goes off. And nothing wrong with smelly milk, is there? Anyway, so what else is there? Oh yeah, I'll come home when I do come home after this 5 weeks away. We're paying off the ship in Middlesbrough/Newcastle. So yeah, I've been to Middlesbrough before, and I joined a brand new ship there. It wasn't a brand new ship. What am I talking about? I joined a ship that had just come out of dry dock. That's what I meant to say. And it was a complete wreck. I walked up the gangway, and I'm thinking, why, blimey, this ship needs a good dry docking. All these pipes need replacing. And anyway, when the chief met me, he says, "Oh yeah, we've just come out of dry dock at Middlesbrough." Yeah, that was a dredger. That was the Arco Axe dredger. Absolutely dreadful. We didn't have a fire pump because the fire pump in the engine room, the discharge valve had been taken out. Yeah, so there was no valve in the pump. So yeah, that's not a good thing. And the forward engine-driven pump was out of the water, so it would never have picked up suction. Seawater pumps aren't very good at pumping fresh air, so that wasn't very good. And the CO2 firefighting system, that had all broken because the dredge arm had been dropped on the deck. It had shattered all the little tiny control pipes for the CO2 system. This is where we remotely release it. You pull a lever, and see a little tiny control CO2 system operates and puts CO2 through, and it moves the big valve on the bottles, and that releases the CO2 into your system. Anyway, all those pipes had shattered, so we had no remote firefighting capabilities on that ship. We had no CO2, no fire pumps, and the only thing we could do was handheld extinguishers. I wasn't happy with that. I had to make. Well, I made them sack me basically. I made out all sorts of stuff. I knew that if I'd stayed with them, that I would have been arrested at the next foreign port that we went to. I would have been arrested for the state of the ship. Yeah, it's not very funny. And also, in the switchboard room, this is where you have all the high voltage switch gear for the main systems, and what they had done in the dry dock is they'd replaced one of the bulkheads that separated the switchboard room from the main cargo space, but they hadn't sealed up the lightning holes as the stringers for the ship that go through the bulkhead. They leave little holes, and you have to seal them up afterwards. and they hadn't done that. Anyway, I pointed it out to the chief engineer that was on there already, because I was going to take over from them on that particular boat. Yeah, not very. Yeah. Anyway, so I said to him, "That's not welded up, mate. It's, if there's seawater behind there, it's going to flood in anyway." He said, "No, they've done it. They know what they're talking about. That's okay." Yeah. Anyway, their first cargo that they took, they flooded the switchboard room, and had done countless hundreds of pounds worth of damage. So that was quite fortunate that I got off by then. Yeah, but what a disaster! The whole half the engine room plates had rusted through, so you had to be careful where you were walking. Yeah, that wasn't so good. Anyway, at least I've got a fairly good ship now. We do keep on top of it. We have a very good chief engineer, and the other two engineers that we have are also very good. And yeah, there's me. I'm not going to big myself up because I'm rubbish. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that the chief engineer gives me all the technical jobs to do, and the other two do the menial labour, which I find quite amusing. But anyway, that's another story altogether for another day. Maybe when I'm retired. Yeah, they are good lads on board. Anyway, so yeah, back to work on Monday. Not looking forward to it, and as always, no midterm adverts. So I might just go inside now because it's getting a bit chilly. But yeah, I did enjoy looking at the stars last night. I stayed out until I got cold, watching the stars, but I didn't see anything. So disappointed that the camera didn't work. I'll give it another go. Even if it's just cloudy one night, I'll put it outside to record the clouds going past, and I'll see if it captured it this time. But I really don't know. I think I'd set the camera up to record videos like this, and I had it in 4K 60 frames a second. So when I changed it over to the hyperlapse, I think they call it, I can't remember, it's on there anyway, for night photography, for catching the stars, when I switched the camera back on this morning to download and it said in the box 4K 60. Now it shouldn't have been 4K 60, and I don't know how it was set to 4K 60, because in that mode you can only do 4K 30 frames a second, simply because you're taking a photograph every 25 seconds, and it won't allow you to do more than 60 frames a second, because that's too fast for it. You have to slow it right down. So whether or not there was a glitch in the matrix and that's what caused it, I don't know. But anyway, so hopefully when I come home we'll get some decent footage of the night sky again, like I did before. I did it a couple of times before, but and well, I don't know if you do watch the skies, but at the moment you can see most of the planets in the night sky. They're all coming up into an alignment. Yeah, anything now up until about the 28th onwards, you'll start to see more and more of the stars or planets in alignment. Blimey, rabbited on for 13 and a bit minutes. So anyway, have a great March. I won't. And I'll see you when I come home on April 1st is when I get off. Yeah, April Fool's Day. So hopefully the train drive home will be okay. Anyway, so I'll catch you all on the next one. See you later. Bye then.